This is the moment when Timothy, a 42-year-old man, realized he'd been caught. Timothy had attempted to meet up with a 13-year-old boy, but unbeknownst to him, the person he thought was John turned out to be a decoy set up by a team dedicated to apprehending such individuals. This team, comprised of experienced catchers, engaged in online chats with Tim for just a week before successfully enticing and capturing him with the assistance of the police. Upon being apprehended, Timothy was taken to the police station where the interrogation commenced. The interrogator asked him, "Do you know why you're here? Why did you come to Highland Heights tonight? Can you explain?" In response, Tim feigned ignorance and claimed, "I was planning to meet this guy. We met online and we were going to watch movies and hang out. I coincidentally happened to be in the area." Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at a detective realizes the suspect is a pedo. Yeah, you heard it right. He claims he hadn't done anything wrong, which is a common initial response observed in such situations. However, what's even more noteworthy is his subsequent statement. Who was that person? I think he was 18, but I'm not really sure. He replied when asked about the individual. The interrogator inquired about their online meeting, to which he admitted to frequently engaging in online chats. Apparently, according to him, John was 18 years old, which is the legal age of consent in Kentucky where these events unfolded. Interestingly, this particular response is often considered suspicious by many. If a 40-year-old individual feels comfortable meeting and engaging in activities with an 18-year-old, it raises doubts about whether they're truly unaware of the person's age. It suggests they may be either lying about the minor's age or possibly be willing to meet someone who's 17 years old or even younger. The interrogator then presented chat logs where they converse, revealing that the person clearly stated their age is 13. In response to this evidence, he adamantly denied any intention to meet someone of such a young age. "No, I wouldn't meet someone who's 13 years old," he affirmed. It is worth noting that not only did John inform Tim about being 13 years old, but it was also one of the first things mentioned in their conversation. Tim acknowledges that 13 is too young, but his messages contradict his statement. He explicitly expresses that he doesn't care about the age, as his interest lies in the person themselves. Could you provide some details about your conversation with John? It seems like you just met and things progressed from there. Did you both share any common interests? Tim's responses to these questions are intentionally brief and ambiguous, suggesting an attempt to conceal the true nature of his messages. Tim is well aware that he's in trouble, and it seems that he has a clear idea of what he might be in trouble for. His only option is to try and convince the detectives that he had a different purpose from being there. However, the police believe that they have gathered enough evidence to incriminate him. From the partial chat I've read, it appears that there were underlying issues related to homosexuality. Was that possibly the reason for your interaction with John? It's a possibility, but if it were the case, it is important to note that it would never happen. Nonetheless, you express an interest in him. Many individuals have observed that the detective's remarks in this context are irrelevant to the interrogation. However, there is a possibility that the question was intentionally posed to deceive Tim into incriminating himself, assuming that Tim's interest in John was solely based on his homosexuality. This implies that Tim's intentions with John were uncomplicated. Nonetheless, this argument loses its significance when one realizes that the pair initially met on a website called gay.com. If you believe we were attempting to deceive you, this is not the case at all. Our purpose here is to understand the nature of the situation so that we can provide an explanation. Without comprehending the situation, it becomes difficult to proceed. Therefore, I urge you to be honest with me and disclose what all of this was truly about. This is precisely what it was about. If I happen to meet someone, that's fine, but primarily, I'm searching for friends, perhaps even a relationship. Tim and the police continue discussing the events that have transpired thus far. Tim asserts that there was nothing inherently suspicious about the meetup and that he had no prior knowledge of the individual being 18 years old. However, as the police began repeating the same questions repeatedly, Tim's discomfort becomes evident. Sensing this, the police decide to intensify their approach, hoping to elicit a confession. "We have some serious issues here whenever you spoke to John," they assert. "You explicitly acknowledged that you knew he was 13. How many times did you mention his age during this conversation? You even discussed spring break and inquired about his mother's absence. It seems you had plans to stay with him. Hold on. I've carefully listened to your statements, and now I'll clearly lay out the facts. Here's the situation. You plan to stay for the entire weekend, not just for today. You explicitly informed him that you would be there all weekend, and you either promised or suggested something to him. Additionally, you asked him whether he had been caught by his mother before, and when he inquired about your age, when you started, you responded with 13 or 14, to which he replied that he was the same age. You acknowledged this and understood it, so please don't try and convince me that you were unaware of his age, or that it wasn't your intention to engage in inappropriate activities with a 13-year-old. Your claim is absolutely false. I'm no longer willing to engage in this game. It's over. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.